Governor Bob Ferguson campaigned on this promise to set aside $100 million to help hire more police officers. And that's what he said it was. He said it was $100 million for more cops. Of course, they signed it. It was House Bill 2015, and that's not what it was. It's $100 million for, I guess you could use it to hire more cops, or you can use it for anything related to public safety. You could stretch that to mean, oh, just the tsunami warning we just had? Oh, you could get some of that money to help people prepare for a tsunami. I mean, public safety, very loose. You could use it for alternative first responders. You know, glorified therapists who are out there with a gun and you're going to send them into a life or death emergency. So it's not about hiring more cops. It was about Bob Ferguson pretending that he cared about law enforcement and public safety when he really didn't. And then, of course, the other little wrinkle in this was that in order for cities and counties to get some of this money, what do they have to do? Well, they had to convince voters to pass an additional sales tax. So it's like, we'll give you some more money, but you need to pass higher taxes first. Which is so crazy to me. Because what is one of the fundamental core functions that government should obviously be addressing and funding? Public safety. There's like 5 things where I'm okay with the government spending money because it should be the mission of the government. And we spend billions of dollars a year in this state. And in the city of Seattle, hundreds of millions of dollars a year on all sorts of nonsense. And you're saying in order to keep us safe, you'll do it, but we have to pass tax increases? You have more than enough money to fully staff, fully do everything you want to do on the public safety front. The problem is you refuse to prioritize and you put all this money into equity projects and bike lanes or whatever it is. And so you've spent money on all these wish list items, the progressive wish list. And then at the end of the day, you're like, oh no, we don't have money for the actual important stuff. So we're going to need to tax you for it. So that's what pisses me off about this whole thing. We're talking about a plan in the city of Seattle to increase treatment beds. And for the record, I like the plan. I think the plan is great. It comes from one of the only sane Seattle City Council members, Sarah Nelson, the president of the Seattle City Council, who has dealt with addiction issues herself. And she knows that the homeless issue is not a housing issue. She knows that the homeless issue is a drug issue. And so the plan that she's putting forth would address that.
The time is now for a zealous push for a righteous cause. Using an opportunity the legislature gave us by authorizing local jurisdictions to increase the sales tax by 0.1% for public safety. And the way that the legislature writes public safety in that bill does include behavioral health.
Yeah. And so again, I'm all for the city of Seattle passing her plan, which they did on a vote of 8-0, which they never do anything on a vote of 8-0. So this would be a good thing for the city of Seattle. We need more treatment for drug addiction and for mental health issues. But it shouldn't have to be dependent on Seattle voters increasing the sales tax. You should have more than enough money to just do it. You should prioritize this. Think of all the ways the drug crisis, the mental health crisis, the homelessness crisis sucks money out of our city. It should be priority number 1. It hurts business. Therefore, it hurts our economy. It hurts revenue. It sucks so much money out of our city and our state that should be your number 1 priority, to be able to direct your existing funds to that issue, get the problem solved, and then you will have a plethora of money opened up for, I guess, whatever your heart desires to spend it on. But again, they passed this resolution introduced by Sarah Nelson, would dedicate up to 25% of any proposed sales tax increase to a progressive public safety initiative that would invest in critical addiction treatment services. It says the goal of the initiative is to fill treatment gaps by existing services, to support Seattle's public safety progress, and to provide a comprehensive range of recovery-based services to people struggling with substance abuse disorder. But it is dependent on a 0.1% sales tax being approved for the public safety program as set forth in House Bill 2015. It's not right. So then you come to us with, and voters will pass it. And look, I'm torn. Like, we need to do it at this point. But aren't you sick of that? Aren't you sick of having to pass tax increases for the government to do something the government should already be doing? For the government to do something it has more than enough money to do if it just prioritized its resources correctly? It's unbelievable. And so it's like, I would love to tell people vote no on it, and I kind of want to say vote no on it, but the plan is great. I just want the money to come from somewhere else, not more money to come out of people's pockets to do it. And we just talked about King County did this exact same thing 3 weeks ago, where they said, hey, we can get more money for public safety through House Bill 2015, but we've got to increase taxes. That's just not right.